Alright, I believe it or not, I tend to do really well with critical core, even though it's kind of hard to win with early at least. But like not only is it hard to win with early, it's also hard to win with late. Mm, Uh, what do I mean by that? What I mean is critical core has a really strong mid game, but late game, unless you get like very powerful high rolls, you're probably gonna end up losing to like any freeze, any slow. Like you need to hit every single like possible useful high roll in order to win late game. But if you win out early and don't like end up having to face the very powerful late game builds, then critical core is really strong. So the biggest problem then is how the heck do you win early? So the main way is you find Alpha Ray as soon as possible. Now, it is very specifically Alpha Ray with an Uzi or some other low cooldown small weapon. And then you also need to find Pulse Rifle. On day one though, it's the only way you could possibly win day one is if you find Alpha Ray. Or I guess if you find Chem Snail and some other form of damage or some other form of synergy that goes with Chem Snail. With that being said, does Andy give me what I want? He has a very like low chance, so the other option is to take XP. If I get XP twice, it would mean that I'm only visiting one shop, and that one shop has to give me... Sorry, I skipped some steps in what I was saying right there. If I take XP twice, it means I get to level 2, which means I'll have 4 spaces available. And then in the remaining shop I find, I have to somehow find enough things to fill in those remaining spaces. And hopefully that will be strong enough to win. So do I think that that opportunity is worth skipping Andy? I think the answer is yes, because Andy is surprisingly not likely to give me Alpha Ray. If I'm looking specifically for Alpha Ray, I'm probably not going to find it here. Now, it kind of sucks because I would like to see Andy later, but I have to go with what I'm saying here. It's either I'm right, and so the outcomes here are I'm right, but it's confirmation bias. No, I'm wrong. No, my plan succeeds, and that means I'm correct. My plan succeeds, and it's just confirmation bias. Or my plan fails, and it was unlucky. Or my plan fails, and it was a bad plan. Which, what's the point of me saying that? Not much, really. But, like I can't, like I'd have to like do this a lot, this specific strategy of giving myself the best chance of getting to level 2 and then just going all in on the remaining shop I find. The worst case scenario is if I get Curio followed by if I get Curio on the day that I am not offered XP, because if that happens, then I'm gonna have no items on my board. Alternatively, it would mean that I'm going to have to take a different shop and not reach level 2. So a way of like kind of compensating for that is I could go here for the silk, which is really weak, or I could go here for the lighter, which at least is powerful if I also find the Alpha Ray. I mean, Omega Ray. Will I actually use the the gamma ray. I mean, omega ray. What do I mean by that? Will I, if I hit alpha ray, will I be using omega ray? Probably. But if I hit alpha ray, will I be using the lighter? No. Which kind of means the lighter becomes less valuable. Like, it doesn't synergize with the alpha ray at all, so... Well, I didn't hit it anyway, so that's just an extra gold. So now here, I was offered weapons, which is excellent. So now I very much would love to find XP in my next shop. I'm going to buy this laser pistol, surprisingly. Because I still have a lot of money. And I will take the... Ooh. Actually... I think I sell the pistol. I buy pulse rifle and armadillo. Okay, I didn't hit XP. That's unfortunate. So... It's still, like, worth... I mean, I could even do this. That's kind of weak, though. I need the alpha ray on the board, so I have to do this, which kind of sucks. It sucks that I sold the small weapon. So I'm weaker as a result. But I had to take the pulse rifle, and I had to take a friend on the off chance that I high roll and get offered the XP, so then I could put the all three of those on the board. Although, okay, actually, maybe that was just a straight up mistake. Maybe I should have just only taken the pulse rifle. Ooh, would I have won with the laser pistol here? Probably not. It has, I would have scaled even less, so the damage numbers would have been smaller. What do I think? I think I have to go for the shield item and hope it's Chris Army Knife since I'm kind of low on money. So now I can put this in and I'm really strong. Would I go for weapon skills here? Probably not. I'm just gonna take the health. I'm gonna skip Curio for whatever this free item is. And does this board beat Rogue Scrapper? A pulse rifle with scaling. And I have 50 additional health. It's not impossible. With no regen, it's kind of scary. But I think... let me think. Okay. I'm going to take... Every 10 seconds, I'm going to take... 80 damage? Or is it 60? Every 10 seconds, I take 60 damage. And then every 4 seconds, I think I'm taking 10 damage. So that means... Basically, every 10 seconds, I'm taking like 100 damage. So I have to kill them in 30 seconds. I'm gonna be very close to dead when the storm comes. I have to kill the Rogue Scrapper by the time the storm comes. So I have to deal 550 plus they have a 60 heal every... I think 7 seconds. So 7, 28, 60 times 4, 240. So I have to deal 550, 750, 790, nearly 800 damage in 30 seconds. Can this board deal 800 damage in 30 seconds? Well, so this'll let's do a little more calculation. So this does 30. No, this does 10 damage, then 20 damage, then the core activates, and then it'll get buffs to 13. And that means in 4 seconds, this dealt 33. Then the next time it'll be 39, 42. 33, then 42. So it's gaining every 4 seconds. It's gaining about 9 damage. So it goes from 33 plus 42 plus it's 75. So 75 damage in 8 seconds. And then we add 18 to that. Plus 75 plus 18. That's 168 in 16 seconds. And then plus 168 plus 36. We deal... The pulse rifle on its own is only dealing 372, and that's like the bulk of it. We could round it up to 400 if I'm like missing some scaling from the other 2 items on the left activating. So now the other items will need to combine to deal the other 400 damage. Will that happen? We've got... This starts at 5, and according to what and it's only gaining 3, not 9. But if I combine them all, it's, let's say they're all casting at a similar rate. So we start at 25, no 20. So we got 20, and then, but on their first attack, these 2 are gaining 3, so it's really 20 plus 6. So it's 26 in 5 seconds. And then we do plus 26 plus... Wasn't it 9 being added? Now it's 9 being added every time. So it's 10 seconds, they deal 61. Plus... Well, that means... Well, if we're just adding like 18 every time, that means plus 61 plus 15 is 137. So that's, first one's 10 seconds, this one's 20 seconds, and then this is plus 61 plus 15 plus 15, 228. So it's about... So 228, we can also probably, I think, round up to like 250. So 400 plus 250, 650. We are 150 damage off. So it's not enough. Okay, we just go for the thief then. So this should kill... That's the 3rd attack, that's 12 seconds. That's the 4th attack, so that's 20 or 16 seconds. So this took 20 seconds to deal 400 damage. That would have been like half of what I needed. So yeah, it wasn't even, it was not good enough. Okay, so now what? I'm not really interested in shield skills. I'll just go here and look for upgrades. Uzi is excellent. Both of those items I just got are excellent, but I can still potentially find an upgrade. Okay, so these 2 are going in 100%. Actually, it's kind of awkward because that Chris Army knife's out. So I do need one more item other than the Uzi. It could be battery, because battery synergizes really well with pulse rifle. I have to take XP here. Otherwise, I'm not actually putting anything in. And I'd rather take health than the 6 damage sharpening stone, I think. Okay, they're kind of strong. I mean, if I didn't scale, they were strong. Since I scale, they're not strong. Okay, what do I think? Well, I'm not going to use this, and I want to get more gold so that I could potentially just buy the chocolates. Do I actually want to buy the chocolates? Probably not. Do I want this silver items? Well, my current board is bronze, and I kind of like all the items I have. I think I'd rather find upgrades, so I can't go to sterling. So I will go here, and I'll take the free chocolate. I'll go here. Do I take combat core? Let me think. Combat core is really strong if I take out the Uzi. But then okay, so here's what's gonna happen. I'm getting the combat core. I can't use it right now, but I'll take out the battery and put the combat core in, and my board will become really strong. I'm not rolling though. That's the downside. Does this board beat the Etherite? I think so. Because I got an Uzi and because I have a battery, I am gonna scale. So the only problem is if I run out of ammo before on the Uzi before I scale, but that's not gonna happen. Thanks to the battery on the pulse rifle. I've already scaled and they're gonna die before the Uzi even runs out of ammo. Or like the moment it runs out of ammo, I guess. Right, getting force field is really interesting. I'm gonna take the XP and money for sure. And now I have to think. Because I like this positioning. I like this board. But it's possible I do this instead. And I think it's stronger. So I'm going with this instead. The idea is I have damage scaling, I have defenses, I have offenses. So now just what do I pick for the level up option? I don't value income, I don't really care about this shielding option, so I'm just gonna take the health option. Even though it's not money. And lastly, since I have this type of board, I could look for I have a very mixed bag board. I have large shield items, I have large weapon items, I have medium weapon item, I have an item that gives me haste. So there are a lot of good bronze skills here. Getting large weapon damage or large weapon shielding is good. Getting haste freeze is good. Getting the medium weapon damage is good. I think I'd rather take those than look at a non-weapon shop since most of the items on my board are weapons. So I'll go here. And I got large item freeze. That's excellent. And now against the pig, I am very confident in this board against a pig. The only thing I would lose to is what? Like, if they're really fast. But here, they have very minor scaling. But the main thing, their Beast of Burden, is countered by the fact that I'm scaling shielding. So there is no chance that they kill me here. Even if I kept the other board without force field, I was probably fine anyway, though. What's next? I still have a ton of bronze items I'd like to upgrade, like the battery. So I'm willing to go to Andy to try to find any good small item. Uzi is not something you're ever allowed to upgrade. You don't value the 2 damage, and you don't want to see this offered as an upgrade. So keeping it at bronze means what? It means in later shops, when the bronze item pool's odds become less likely to show up, it means you're less likely to find an Uzi in the shop. So it's just good to not take it and keep the bronze one in your stash. Okay, so now, like I said before, I have a lot of weapons, so going to this weapon shop is pretty good. Unfortunately, I was offered an Uzi again because it's still early enough to where it gets offered, and I didn't find Alpha Ray or Pulse Rifle, unfortunately. Hydra Dude is pretty free because of the Combat Core Force Field combos, and because of the fact that their skill is when you slow, your weapons gain damage, and they only slow when I use a non-weapon. So their damage does not scale, like, at all, besides when I use the first Aiden, which is not nearly enough for them to threaten to kill me. So one thing I did do, and I didn't really say anything about it, is I got Beta Ray. And Beta Ray is better than Alpha Ray here, so I'm gonna put it in. It just wasn't better in that combat because using a non-weapon would have buffed their items more. I mean, it's debatable because it would at least freeze the Piranha, which is their main source of damage, because it would eventually have 100% crit, which means it'd be doing like 4 times its damage value to me. Because of its passive double crit. Actually, I think it's only 3 times damage. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what double crit, like, let's say, so this has 10. If it crits, it deals 20. If it doubles crit, is it dealing 30 or is it dealing 40? I think it's 30. Because crit is just a separate number that's being added. Crit is double of 10. So now that means it's 20. Oh, actually, I don't know. Is it is double in that case an additional 10, or is double there double 10? Yeah, I'm not sure. Anyway, 2 cinders is useless to me, as is appraisal. Friend cooldown is like 0.1, which could be useful. But I think I'd rather just get the shield item, which could potentially be an upgrade. In this case, it's an upgrade I don't really want. For the same reason that I wouldn't want to upgrade to Uzi. So I'm just gonna sell. Do I like going here? I'll do. I like going here, and the reason is, if I find Metronome, I'm really happy.
I was expecting you 0.5 seconds ago.
Motherboard also makes me really happy. The problem is it's gonna sit in my stash for a while, so it might be a mistake to take it. Now I will still glance in this shop because if I find something I like, I am definitely willing to pivot. I'm even gonna roll. Okay. I don't mind not finding what I wanted. What I was looking for is just a metronome or even a GPU. If I saw I didn't actually actively look for a GPU, but I would have been happy with a GPU. So if a GPU was there and I didn't take it, that's a mistake. I feel like I would have noticed. Oh. So I'm very lucky to be facing a pig. Because pigs are always going to lose to this board until much later in the game. What do I think? Small items or aerodrome? Small items is acceptable to me.
You've just taken the first step toward good taste.
I'm not interested in those other rays. I am interested in a battery. That's opening up. Well, it's opening up going with critical core, removing force field, putting battery on the pulse rifle, and then just like heavy scaling damage. Do I want to get to this duct tape? I'd have to sell these two. I don't think I want it. Nah, but if I hit late game sharp corners and just sharp corners really, then I would probably want it. But ultimately, if I'm going with the motherboard build, I shouldn't need it. I'm just taking any free item there. I'm too poor to do anything. And I go mod squad because it's just the most XP and gold. What's interesting here is because I have bronze first aid in, bronze Chris Army knife, it kind of increases my odds of finding the crypto. Bulldozer is kind of annoying, but at least it's still 6 gold. The other two are only worth 2 gold, so it would not be good if I hit those. So it's just, I hope I hit this one, because that would solve my money problem. Unfortunate. So this cannon is out. Upgrading the core is excellent here. I intend on committing to the critical core later. I'm more interested in the chocolate than I am with the curio. If this borrow was a bigger number, I might take it, but 6 is really low. What do I think? I think if I'm going motherboard, I would be keeping pulse rifle and Aiden and probably alpha ray. I would never be using Chris Army knife. Okay. This is tricky. I need to free up 3 slots right now. How do I do it? Maybe I say screw the alpha ray. It's bronze. If I want it, I'll find a higher tier one later. It's like the opposite situation as these two. I want to keep them because I never want to see them again. So 2 more spaces. Do I go... What if... What if... I do this? That might be better than force field. Okay, and now do I want XP or do I want to go for medium item? Medium item could be motherboard, medium item could be pulse rifle. This is kind of weak because I don't have the alpha ray anymore, but we're going all in on scaling combat core here. That's the decision I've made. I think I'm just gonna... No, I'll go here.
Take your time. I'm pretty laid back.
Okay, do I think missiles is better than battery and Aiden? Or alternatively, is it better than... It's kind of expensive. I could get rid of those two. I think this is too important, though. I could get rid of pulse rifle, put in Uzi, and then put in missiles. I could keep Aiden in and use missiles as well. I do want to buy the missiles. So then why is this on the board? I could do these 3. Get rid of pulse rifle. I think this is probably fine.
I may be young for a captain, but I've seen my share of storms.
So I'm sacrificing the battery and pulse rifle for Uzi and missiles. That's the trade I've made. And the other part of the trade is I got rid of force field in hopes that this damage combat core will carry the fights. It looks okay here, but it is now actually weak to pig. Because pig is just weak to scaling shield. But if I'm fast enough, it's not a problem. I'm again low on money, and I'm not too interested in Barkun, so I'll go to the docks, get another weapon. I do like a weapon shop.
I would spar with you, but
Another Uzi. Not what I'm looking for. And a Chris Arme knife. Okay, that's making me think that this strategy of holding the bronze items is wrong. Friend cooldown. I think scrap is gonna... Long term, what stays on the board? I think the friends are actually gonna stay on the board longer than the combat core. Even though my only skill is related to large item. Ultimately, the plan is find a metronome and then I can get rid of combat core. And put pulse rifle back in and get rid of probably Aiden. Maybe I get rid of Aiden. I mean, maybe I get rid of missiles and keep Aiden though. Not too sure. This shop isn't appealing to me, so I'm gonna go for the risky. I don't have the duct tape, so I'll just look for some stuff in this shop. Alright. A gold battery might be better than Uzi. Actually, so we go back to this. Alright, a dually I likely have no chance against, unfortunately. So I scale fast because of this battery pulse rifle combo. That's certain, but if they have a slow, I'm in trouble. They had the slow from duct tape and it hit my pulse rifle. That felt bad. I nearly got there, but I can't beat a dually with this board, sadly. So that's already that's tough to admit because like most of my opponents are going to be dually. It's ranked. I think I go friend cooldown again. I have to take the health. I'm giving up on upgrading the medium items.
I would never debase my wares by.
I am just committed to finding a form of haste.
Oh, I understand. Class is
Getting the thug for bonk or the bludgeon is an option. Nothing else really matters from here though. I'm not even interested in the Thieves Guild medallion, although it is XP. Okay. Well, getting bonk is excellent. Another chance at a metronome is great. No. Pylon is a form of haste. If I had a snail, it could be good, but could I pivot? So what would it look like? What would my board look like with Pylon? Combat core is out. Motherboard has to somehow get on the board. It's too much. I can't fit it.
Listening to your needs. That's good, I guess.
I sell this rifle for gold monster loot. Okay. I don't think I changed my positioning here. I just hope that the bonk upgrade carries. But once more against dualies, it's kind of hard. This one doesn't have shield scaling at least, so it's not hard. Like they have shields, but their shields don't scale, so my combat core should eventually get to them. Shielded Armadillo is kind of nuts though. Okay, what do I think here? Getting Sharpening Stone at level 7 is fairly good. It would go on my critical core and not the pulse rifle. I'll take another look at the medium shop. I have a decent amount of medium items. Now that I have money,
Nothing huge.
I don't mind looking here.
Hey, that's okay.
I'm still gonna look for a form of haste. Finally got the metronome. Do I get Solar Farm's too much. First Aiden upgrade is great though. Okay, so now what? I want motherboard in. I want metronome in. I think it goes like this. And actually probably like this. Now I kind of want the battery in. So, but I don't really know what to put it on. Probably this core. Let's try it. It's a slow start. Now what do I think? I'd still like to potentially find upgrades. I'm gonna give up on the health for it.
Reward the peaceful, punish the
It's not likely though, but I don't mind sacrificing the health there.
superstition comes from a negative
I do have decent gold item hits. And holding all the silver items is good as well because I don't want to find those upgrades. Alpha ray instead of beta ray is actually valid, I think. I'll buy it and consider it. Or maybe instead of the battery. That probably makes more sense. Pyrocarbon is a very good tech option. I'll sell that. I'll hold this here and let's see. If I'm against a dually, I put it in. Okay. What's the idea? If it's burn, I should win. If it's not burn, I should lose. Is that worth the gamble? I think it's worth. Yeah, okay, it's burn. So this should own burn because every time they attack me, I haste, which means my items scale. And it's insanely good. Like he's killing himself by killing me. So pyrocarbon motherboard is a really good combo against dually. I'm very low on money. I don't need flat damage at the moment, so I'm gonna go here. I will start selling. I'm gonna keep. Ooh. Actually, I'm too poor even for that. I'm gonna sell one thing and get the spare change. What's the one thing I sell? Is it Aiden? No, because Aiden, I mean, actually it might be Aiden. So why would it be Aiden? Aiden hastes, which scales my board. The reason is that these two rays are probably always going in. Or the battery. I think Aiden is going in most likely over, is leaving over these three. So we do that. And I'm doing that literally for just one extra gold. Now, this opponent does not burn, so we're going back to this board. So the only change I make at this point is I look for cool LEDs instead of the alpha ray. There definitely is an argument to use Aiden for the fact that it's a low cooldown item. Okay, I win. What do I upgrade? I think it's the motherboard. What do I do here? I think I just take the health. Like, what could I possibly find? I really only want skills. I mean, I guess I could look for a motherboard upgrade here.
I'll help you find
Chrono barrier probably isn't gonna go in. Maybe. Since I have bonk, getting chrono barrier in is effectively like having a diamond chrono barrier, which is really strong. I'll consider it.
it's not right for you.
Worst case scenario, I just sell it immediately if I actually find something I want. I did not want the pulse rifle. In fact, I'm gonna hold it, but I'm likely selling it later. I'm holding it because once I get level 10, it means it's never appearing in the shop anymore. So what do I think? Against the pig, is my positioning fine? I think Beta Ray is not gonna do anything because they aren't gonna have small items. Although if it's a pig that's losing, they might have small items. I've often seen, not often, but I've seen 2 times a pig that's like losing just has permafreeze. Yeah, okay. Well, I just lose then. Bonk might save me. Oh wait, I'm permafreezing the snow globe, so I'm fine. Okay. Thank goodness. Because if they got one freeze off because of the other item, that's when you freeze shield, and then their fixer upper. The snow globe has 3 times multicast, and then plus the other item, which is when you use a property freeze. So the 3 times multicast would have done 3 shielding, which would have used the land scraper and just effectively permafroze my board. Maybe not because of the bonk, I'm not sure, but yeah, it was basically just the fact that I was able to get the freeze specifically targeted onto the snow globe thanks to the hypnotic drain was what saved me there. And it was a permafreeze since this is hasted, perma-hasted. Anyway, I'm going for XP here. Here, I probably go temporary boost since I have no money for damage. Between these, what do I do? I think I get a tool. What do I get rid of? These 3 I kind of want to use. These 3 I kind of don't. I guess pulse. Okay. I'm not likely to look for small items, so if anything, we'll do that. So at least the pulse rifle is going to be out of the medium item pool so that I could find chrono barrier or motherboard upgrades later. I go here because if I get the haste skill, I'm very happy. And this is just similar to the other time, so this is perma-frozen. It's just very similar to the pig build. I don't really have space for this. It sells for 12. Fine. Using the same logic as before, I get rid of that Uzi. Why does this have so much damage? Something's not right here. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what's supposed to have 10 damage. I just go for skills. Ultimately, I wasn't expecting to see something good, but crit is excellent. I'll go here, and if I find what I want, I'm happy. If I don't find what I want, that's okay. Core damage is pretty good. However, this one is core damage plus money. Do I try the same thing I did before, going pyrocarbon against a dually? I'm gonna be unhappy if it's poison, but since they're losing, they're probably just doing something weird, which potentially means I just go with this build. I'm gonna bet that they are neither poison nor burn. Okay, they were burned. Well, what is happening? LEDs is kind of owning me, but they are also really slow because of all the freeze I have. So ultimately it was fine. So why are they so weak? It's the Bonk is doing a lot, but it's not just Bonk, is it? It might actually just be Bonk. Bonk plus all the freezes. Okay. Health, or Curio, or Spare Change. I guess... What would I be looking for at Curio? Only cooldown reduction. I'm just gonna go for the Spare Change. The,
Oh, hello.
what's it called? Atomic Clock is not great. The
Maybe next time?
chocolate is bait because I'll run out of money if I go for the good option, and the bad option is only 50 health, which is like not going to be relevant. Wow, if they crit there, I was dead. Maybe I would have been fine to take the health.
Size dilutes the brain. Mind is highly concentrated.
I like cool LEDs. I think I like it more than Alpha Ray. And I think I just take the shield here. Core cooldown is excellent. That is like one of the most common things I say. A pig. Chrono barrier against a pig is potentially the play. Ultimately, like, what could I expect here? I think it's less likely I'm gonna see the freeze here. I think it's probably I'd be willing to bet it's Caltrops, and if it's Caltrops, then I can't really do much. Maybe Chrono Barrier is better. It's a very my board is not strong here though. Okay, it wasn't Caltrops, but this is Chrono Barrier is still like effective against this anyway. So why is this item on their board? Oh, the bird was supposed to charge this like crazy, but I'm perma-freezing it because he only has large items and I have this skill. So yeah, if I didn't have this skill, things would be very different this game. Just getting hard carried by the monster skills. I'll go back with these two items again for now. I also do go for the gumball. This I click because the other ones are useless. This at least has a chance to be a really good enchanted item.
I can forge some for you.
Not good, unfortunately.
Are you sure?
And we go here again for the chance at the haste skill. Because this one would be really strong. So strong because it'll allow me to get haste on these other items, and it'll allow this to buff itself. So what does that mean? What did I just say? Combat core is a large item, so it will give items haste. When an item gives another item haste like directly, it prioritizes an item that does not have haste, and since these two cores are permanently giving each other haste, it means that the haste will have to go to these other items. So every 2 seconds, this is hasted, or every 1.8 seconds, this is hasting one of these items. So since it's a 4-second haste, it means these effectively will be permanently hasted after like probably like 5 seconds or 6 seconds. I'm just gonna continue to stack health.
I would never debase my wares by
GPU
haggling. Ugh.
is better scaling, but I don't think I need it. I think I'm fine with scaling after getting that skill.
Go see Curio.
I guess I'll go to Curio since Andy just told me to.
Just a matter of finding it. Trash is tragedy. Reuse everything.
Not really interested in anything else. I know like it's last day, so it doesn't really, like I shouldn't really skip.
Hooey! Now that's a bargain. That's been sitting there 20 years.
Getting 2 slow buffs on Quill LEDs is crazy. I just turned it. That's effectively making it
While
diamond.
you're doing your part to clean up the bazaar.
Okay. I don't care about the other stuff. Against a Vanessa, I think the same logic goes where I can just put Chrono Barrier in. So ultimately, I just lose to them doing some one-shot combo, which is going to be
My fight isn't
delayed heavily by the Chrono Barrier plus Bonk. And I could potentially just permafreeze. Yeah, it's sick. This skill is so insane because this is permafreezing the Cutlass, and this is permafreezing the bird, which kind of helps this permafreeze the Cutlass. Yep, it's just very hard carried by the skills. So I think that kind of matches what I was saying at the start. I was saying that in order to win late, if you don't win out, okay, so if you don't get a perfect win on this critical core, you're probably not going to reach 10 at the end unless you hit everything perfectly. So I hit Bonk and Hypnotic Drain. So just hitting these two kind of like, and I guess also I got really lucky matchups. I didn't see Monitor Lizard. That probably would have owned me. And And I also didn't get freeze myself. That might have been mostly because of the bonk press plus chrono barrier. I mean, it definitely was, or just the fact that I was freezing because of hypnotic drain. So yeah, the skills are what saved me this run, and that's kind of what I had expected.